Good morning, East Marion Baptist Church and church community and Facebook friends. This is Pastor Andrew. Wanted to give some updates about the COVID-19 spread and decisions for our church and community. First of all, I would like for you to, if you would, please take a moment to like and share this video. That will make sure it gets out to as many people as possible. I have a brief update for just our church, but then some things that will extend beyond our church community. First of all, for East Marion Baptist Church attendees, here are our plans for this weekend. We will be having service tomorrow morning here at the church, but we are asking and urging you to stay home and watch the service via Facebook Live. You may even ask some of your life group friends to come over and view it with you. You can have kind of a watch party that way and have a bit of a fellowship experience in that way, obviously considering the wellness of everyone before doing so. But we are urging you to stay home. But if you do desire to come here, Governor Cooper has requested that all gatherings of more than 100 people not meet. If the majority of us stay home, that will put our church well beneath that 100 threshold. And if you desire to come, we will be here having a worship service. We expect for very sparse attendance, and that is okay. We are expecting our church to watch via Facebook. For those that do attend, there will be no communion. That will be for the foreseeable future. And there will be no taking up of offering, that is passing the offering plate. We will do that at the entrances. Our other events for the weekend, Starting Point will carry on as scheduled this evening at 5 o'clock. Our Bible studies in the morning, tomorrow morning before worship, will be canceled. Our Awana tomorrow night will be canceled. However, the adult Bible studies, Proverbs that I lead, and Financial Peace University, as well as choir practice, will carry on as scheduled. We are asking, however, that you feel no obligation to come, and if you are in a risk category or are sick at all, that you not come either. Now, for an announcement for our extended church community. There are a number of churches in our community that have banded together to try to lead out in offering hope and compassion for our community. There is an opportunity for you to purchase a sign, a yard sign, for $7 that says "We Care," and at the bottom of that church sign is a website called mcdowellcares.com. That website will provide information for people. Will provide prayer for people. It will provide opportunities for pastors in the community to share devotional thoughts to help comfort those going through this currently, and it will also provide ways for you to help. The goal is there's 500 of these signs being purchased. The goal is that that people come into McDowell County and they see a county that is overwhelmed with care from the Christian community, and so those are available to be purchased for $7. Any surplus that is gained from that will go to funding food pantries in the community. We expect that as supplies dwindle, that's going to be a significant need. So those will be available. There are a number of signs available at our church and at other churches, and you can contact your pastor to get a hold of those. And then last, I would like to offer some pastoral counsel, again, related to all of this. First of all, it's very clear that there is a significant illness that's spreading, but that fear spreads far more rapidly than that illness. Tomorrow, in our worship service, I will be preaching specifically on the subject of fear and how Christians should respond to fearful situations. It is not wrong to be afraid, but it is wrong to be paralyzed by that fear and to be governed by that fear. We have a God in whom we trust. So I would like to counsel you at this time to grab a Bible and to read devotionally for yourself Psalm chapter 27. I won't read it for you here. You can read that for yourself. This is what I will be preaching on tomorrow. Whether you attend this church, whether you watch via Facebook, this is an excellent passage for you to meditate on and to help guide you in your personal prayer life related to this illness. I want to urge you to do that. Psalm chapter 27. Second, there's a lot of confusion right now. A lot of questions as to whether this is valid, whether you see maybe a lot of things regarding overreactions that may or may not be taking place. Obviously, there's hoarding that's going on, and so on. People wonder whether all of these things should be shutting down. Are the churches being knee-jerk with all of this in shutting down and so on? I'd like to urge you to think about this a little bit differently. We have information, and that information is either good or bad information. The fact is, we are not in a position to make that call. Rather, what we have for ourselves, biblically speaking, are, I think, two principles that I would like to provide for you this morning. First comes from Romans chapter 13, verses 1 and following. Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. The principle for all Christians is to, insofar as your governing authority is not pressing your rights and so on to, or they are not acting in an ungodly way, that you obey them. They are instituted by God, whether you agree with them or not. It is our responsibility to honor them as such. I want to urge you to do a couple things. I want to urge you to pray for our governing authorities. Donald Trump and his cabinet, our congressmen, our local authorities, our governor, Roy Cooper, and so on. Second, I want you to take seriously what they advise. Could it be all a bunch of overreaction? That's possible. Once again, not our call. Our call is to listen to those that God has put in authority over us and to act responsibly with that information. It makes me think of what often happens in hurricane situations. In any hurricane situation, there is a call for people to evacuate, and inevitably a number of those will not. What happens in such situations is that not only do those who do not evacuate, not only do they endanger themselves, they end up endangering others. We do not want to find ourselves in a situation where we are in fact endangering others because we have doubted the information that we've been given. So when Roy Cooper issues a request that gatherings of 100 or more not meet, we want to take that seriously. We'll continue to listen as other information comes out and respond accordingly. Secondly, there is a principle in the Old Testament that goes a little something like this. It's in a number of places. But if you have a house and you have a balcony on that house, and you fail to put a fence around that balcony, then inevitably somebody falls off of your balcony and wounds themselves or kills themselves. The Old Testament principle is that you are responsible for what took place in that person's well-being. We are, and the principle is essentially this: we are to do whatever we can to protect human life, from Genesis through Revelation, and we're strong on this as Christians. We believe in the sanctity of human life. Human beings are created in the image of God. We're very vocal on that in terms of abortion and the right for an unborn baby to be defended. I want to urge you to think about that here in this situation, that this is an opportunity for us to act in a way that is honoring human life. Now, what if it turns out that this was all an overreaction? Well, praise God. Praise God that there is no threat. But if it is not an overreaction, if there are legitimate things that are taking place, then let it be the case that we do not find ourselves contributing to the problem, but instead being part of the solution, both in the practical ways that we respond and in the spiritual ways that we guide and counsel one another. Our God is in control. We want to put our confidence in Him, but at the same time we want to act responsibly and honor our authorities, and we will continue to update you with changes that may take place. You are in our prayers. There is much love in our community from our pastors and church families, and God is going to use this. We don't know how, but He is on His throne. He is not biting His fingernails. He is not concerned. This is a part of His plan, mysterious as it is, and we will see what God has in store for us. God bless you all. I hope you have a good weekend of worshiping wherever it is that you do so, and we will see you soon.